I mean, normally I would let in some daylight, but it's 4 p.m. and there is no daylight anymore. Hello there. Alright, today we gathered to try on some new makeup. There hasn't been too much new, but I went on a little trip to Belgium and I picked up some new stuff. I also have some new stuff. I didn't have a chance to try it, so why not just, get into it and try some new makeup, because that's always fun. First of all, this really grabbed my attention in the drugstore. This is the Wet n Wild 5-in-1 Essence Primer Liquid. Insanely liquidy. It is supposed to be like an essence. Essence is usually like a step between your toner and serums in your skincare routine. I don't really think I ever saw like an essence in form of a primer. But I can't even show you. It's very liquidy. It's basically water. And it is supposed to do a lot of stuff. Among others, also refine pores, which is why I'm not using another primer. Yeah, it feels literally just like skincare. And it has some galactomyces, rosewater, and calendula. So it's supposed to smooth, condition, refine pores, balance your skin, and prolong makeup wear. You actually get 65 milliliters, which is like a very decent amount. You don't use too much. You really need just a couple drops. And yeah, you're just supposed to shake it, apply it to face, and let it set for a minute. I'm all about this like skincare makeup hybrid stuff. It does make your skin feel very smooth and it's not super sticky. I have used it a couple times and so far I quite like it, but I didn't really, give it like a super extended day of makeup wear. Okay, I think it's set now. It doesn't feel sticky almost at all. It feels a little bit smoothed out. Now for my foundation, I actually very rarely buy stuff from Dermacol because I just find their foundation ranges just outrageous. This is just so stupid. But they did come out with this Infinity Makeup and Corrector, which does look pretty convenient. It is small, it has a doe foot. I do like foundations like that. And I haven't bought a foundation that is like full coverage in so long that I almost feel like I should probably have one just to, kind of have it in case I need it. But this is supposed to be like a makeup and also a concealer. In Czech language, we don't really have a word for concealer, so we just use corrector. That's why it says corrector, but it's not a corrector. And it's supposed to be a multi-use, super coverage, photo-friendly, hypoallergenic, waterproof, touch-proof, and SPF 15 bearing foundation. So let's just see what it does. It is just supposed to be very high coverage and give you like a nice, smooth set and finish. I have the lightest shade, which is Fair. I'm not gonna go too heavy because their full coverage stuff can be very full coverage. You probably know their most famous like super coverage foundation. Alright, there we have it. Definitely pretty full coverage. Their shade ranges are bad. I don't think there's a nice way to describe that. They usually come out with like 4 shades of foundation that are pale with a different undertone, slightly darker, like medium-ish, and then like a darker medium. Usually they end around like, I don't know, like the shade Sand or something. Like, it's not great. The only foundation from them that actually has a shade range is the one with like the super coverage, the gold packaging. I think everyone has seen it by now. And yeah, that's the only product from them that probably like got popular, so they felt the need to actually make good shade range. Alright, but this foundation, like not too far from, it's a good match, I think. It is lightweight, more lightweight than I expected actually. And it looks quite nice. It is high coverage for sure, but it doesn't look like super mask-like. You can definitely tell I'm wearing like a high coverage foundation, but it's not like overly, cakey and stuff. I quite like that. I feel like a little goes a long way with this, and I do quite like the packaging, so. Now, I do have a new concealer. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Concealer. Just something about this, like really, I don't know, attracted me. I have the shade Fair to Light, and it's supposed to be like a brightening, but pretty full coverage concealer, so we're going full coverage today. We're Yeah, damn. Haven't done that in a long time. It does come with a sponge, but this just, let me show you. This just takes like for ages to blend. It is soaking up a lot of product, so I'll just skip to a normal brush. Definitely looks very brightening. I should have gone a little bit less heavy on the chin and on the forehead because I look a little bit insane now, but let's hope the powder is gonna save that. Overall, I didn't have a lot of experience with this yet, but it does feel a little bit heavy to me. Like, it definitely brightens the under eyes, so you don't look like you have any under eye circles, which can be definitely an advantage, but also it does like seem a little bit heavy, you know what I mean? So we'll see how it looks when I set it now. I repurchased the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. This is such a classic, and I just kind of missed it, so I decided to buy it again. So I'm gonna set my under eyes with my Velvet Puff. This is just a staple, okay? People know why they like it. It's a really good powder. It mattifies so well, and it doesn't feel too heavy, doesn't look too dry. I just really like it. My powder face looks very much full coverage and very much, well, like a powdered full face of makeup. Okay, let's continue. I look super, super flat. And you know what, before we continue, I want to try the Revox lip filler. This is supposed to be like a non-invasive lip augmentation method, supposedly. And it's like a white lip balm. This is supposed to have hyaluronic acid in it and just make your lips very plump. And it looks just horrible on camera. I'm so sorry. Okay, let me just quickly bronze my face because I look so pale. I cannot look at that. I just quickly used my Catrice Holiday Skin Luminous Bronzer. That one just never disappoints. Now let's move on to the brows. I actually got the ColourPop Feather Effect Brow Pen. I have it in light brown, which is like their, you know, iteration on a brow pen. It is insanely tiny. I don't think I've seen one this tiny. It's like, it's insane. It's just so small. So let's see how that goes. I would say the shade is okay. It's a bit light, but that's actually a good thing sometimes with these pens. It doesn't look too bad, yeah. It filled in the bald spots. I'm happy with that. For my brow gel, I'm just gonna use the Rem Beauty. I don't even know what's it called. I know it's not really like a super affordable brand, but it's not like that expensive either. And I've been actually using this brow gel a lot, and I've been quite liking it, so I thought it deserves a spot in at least one video. I feel like this looks okay to my natural hair color, which is now beaming to the world, as you can see. I'm just gonna quickly prime my eyes with the KIKO Hydrating Eyeshadow Base. To be fully honest with you, this one is not my favorite. I feel like I need something a little bit more dry and sticky rather than hydrating. But for these like short-term looks, it's fine, you know, it's okay. Now for my eyes, I also have a KIKO product. This is from their like semi-new Create Your Balance collection. And it is this beautiful eyeshadow duo. They had them in so many different colors, but they look so pretty. Look at that. The gray, the matte just looks so nice, and the shimmers look insane. So this is the shade Power Surge. I'm just gonna quickly do like a simple look, you know, just probably gray on the outer corner and then the shimmer on the lid, and we will move on. Alright, so this is it. You can see that this was like super simple. The only thing I added now is just a little bit of black eyeliner into my waterline to the bottom. And other than that, like, this is it. This is like one of the most beautiful shimmers I've ever seen. This is incredible. I didn't really see it in the pan, but it does have almost like a pink base to it. And it looks so pretty. I love this so much. I'm also gonna take the pencil to make it easier on anyone following this if you want to make a look like that, which is insanely simple, as you could see. I would like to maybe just like line a little bit of that top lash line as well. So I'm just gonna take like an eyeliner brush and I'm just gonna stamp it along the lash line a little bit. To make it a bit more smoky. This doesn't give you like a full-on eyeliner. If you want a full-on eyeliner, of course you can make it. But it does give you like a little bit more of a smokiness to the top. And I think it matches the bottom pretty well. So this is it. Those are the eyes. I'm just gonna use the Curl It Catrice mascara again. By the way, the lip balm kind of sinked in and it is stinging a little bit. So I feel like there might be something like plumping. This doesn't feel like just hyaluronic acid. So those are the eyes. Very simple, like no work at all. And now I have these two. These are from the brand GOOVI, which I honestly never heard of. I bought these. I'm not even sure where I bought these actually. I think it was in Italy. Yeah, I believe it was in Italy. And I have the I'm Not Shy blush and the My Bright Side highlighter, and they're both supposed to be like a creamy to powder formula. So this is the blush in the shade Apricot Beige. It looks really scary, I know, but I love brown blushes and they are not as scary as they seem. Alright, you can definitely see the shade. It is kind of close to the bronzer, but it has like a more, yeah, that's the apricot, like orangey tone. That's actually like a blush I would wear on a daily basis. And it's like way less intimidating than it looks in the pan. Alright, and now the Bright Side highlighter. I picked up this one. This is the shade Sparkling Gold, and it is kind of like gold with like pinkish tone. It was very unusual, so I wanted to try it out. Okay, it's definitely more on the glittery side. We can definitely see it. I feel like it almost has a clear base. Like it's one of those highlighters that is just mostly made up of the glitters and like of the sheen. And it kind of reminds me of the Fenty, you know, How Many Carats? Is that similar texture, that like wet sheen almost? Yeah, you can kind of see it here. It's very sheeny. It's a very unique highlighter formula and I quite like that. Okay, now I wanted to do like a darker lip. So I'm gonna use the ColourPop Blotted Lip in the shade Melty to just kind of line the inner rim of my lip. And now on top of that, I'm going to use this, which is like a limited edition KIKO gloss. Is the 3D Hydra Gloss in the shade 43. Very underwhelming, but look at that. It's so beautiful. Like these limited edition shades were incredible. All of them were stunning. I didn't have that much room in my suitcase, so I got this one. Beautiful. And I'm gonna finish it off with the KIKO Face Makeup Fixer. I don't really use this too often, but it's one of those, you know, like actual like spray bottles. This is the finished look. I'm gonna try and give you some extra sparkle. So that was my phone flash in action. I feel like it always just brings up more sparkle in the eyeshadow, but I gotta say I'm quite surprised that this turned out so well. I mean, looking at myself up close, I gotta say the foundation doesn't look the best. Like around my nose it doesn't look great. On my nose it doesn't look great. In my, like right here, it looks so dry. I feel like if you look just from a distance, I will look beautiful and smooth and it's probably gonna photograph well. But up close, I'm not sure. I don't even think the camera is gonna pick it up. It's just not something that you can see. Listen, it's hard to show on camera that a foundation that's supposed to look good on camera doesn't look good in real life. Like, that's just hard. But I gotta say, it's not looking the best. And yeah, it looks so good on camera. I cannot stop looking at it. It looks flawless. But in person, up close, doesn't look too good. The concealer is a similar situation. Kinda looks a little bit heavy. Like, I'm just not all about that base, you know? Everything else on top of it, though, looks bomb. I'm mesmerized by the eyeshadow. I'm so glad I finally used it. This is so pretty. So yeah, the foundation and the concealer, I gotta give them more tries with different things, you know, figure it out. Everything else though, I feel like this was kind of a win. Like, this looks good. Products were nice. Even the brows actually look pretty decent. This was like a very holiday look. Like, I could just put on like a slip dress and go to a holiday party. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Consider subscribing. And if you want to see more videos where I try on some affordable makeup, you can check out the playlist. See ya!